Alright, I guess we're live. I was trying to use Streamlabs, so it's kind of weird. I'd like to share the link. Oh. You disconnected, I think. I don't know what I did. If anybody shows up in the chat, maybe it'll show me. We're just hanging out here on the porch, me and the dogs. The dogs. There's Saucy Dog. Saucy Dog. There's Poopy Dog. Poopy Dog. We doing, Axel? Axel, what do? What do? Saucy Dog, what do? Huh? What are you doing? Yeah, so we're just sitting here. We're actually on my mom and dad's porch instead of my porch. Everybody's gone except for me and the dogs right now. So I'm just up here, messing around. Brought the dogs up here, give them a treat. Grizzy's over there. He's laying on the ground. Yeah. I just figured I'd stream and make fun of people. I don't know if anybody even watches, so I don't really care. I just don't like making Twitter posts anymore and starting a big bunch of fights with everybody. An artist I don't particularly care for because he doesn't like to do books. I also commissioned this artist one time, and he was supposed to do a page for me, a cover for me, and he got mad because I criticized something he said in a post. He didn't think that he should have to get a real job. He thought that he was so amazing, which he's a good artist. He thought he was so amazing that people should just be throwing money at him and he shouldn't have to get a real job. And I criticized him for that. I was like, man, there's plenty of people out there who work every day at a real job. And he got mad and blocked me. Never finished the commission for me. All that stuff. I'm blocked. He goes on and makes all these random political. That I know of, he hasn't done any more books. He did 2 comics. And a bunch of crybaby stuff. So, I don't know, but he drew a comic. You guys don't know exactly what I'm talking about. He's seriously just a straight up crybaby. He'll probably draw a cartoon about me if somebody tells him I called him a crybaby. He drew a cartoon of Matt Walsh because Matt Walsh was making fun of dudes playing video games and watching anime, which, I mean, if that offends you and you have to go on, I seen so many rants yesterday. Dude actually, spent time drawing a cartoon about it. A little comic strip about it. Other guys went on these epic rants denouncing, oh, that's stupid, you shouldn't say stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. They're all on his side when he says things they like, but they can't take a little bit of criticism. Dude, if your whole life is video games and anime, you're not a man, you're weak. You should worry more about taking care of things that need to be took care of and everything else. I think he might have been talking about these guys who don't shower, and all they talk about, you see them in an anime shirt that they've wore for, 6 weeks in a row, and it's got pit stains on it, and you can smell them from a mile away. And all they talk about is anime girls and Call of Duty or Final Fantasy or whatever game they're playing. And I play video games, and I actually like anime. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't lose my mind because somebody else didn't or made fun of people who do. If you lose your mind over stuff like that, I don't know, you maybe need to grow up a little bit. We do have a couple people there in the chat. We got Firefox Pro and TM13A. Sorry, I'm using Streamlab today. It's not StreamYard. So it makes everything weird on here. I don't know, I forgot I had the app on here. I'm not good at using it. I use it on my computer, but that's like completely different than using it here. And I have to hold the phone and I don't know where to hold it, and then my arm gets tired. And I've got 2 puppy dogs over here. Yeah, anything in moderation. Your whole life shouldn't be, just just nonsense. Firefox Pro says, I like taking showers in moderation. And changing anime shirts in moderation. Same with meth. Exactly. You should only do meth in moderation. Oh, man. Like I said, I didn't want to make a post about it and start a big thing. I'm not a big fan of that artist, though. His art is amazing. He did 2 books, and I backed both books and was a big supporter. He's going to pay me a bunch of money. And just because I disagreed with him, he blocked me. And, I mean, it's ridiculous. Anybody that's giving me any amount of criticism, he can't hold up to and blocks them and runs away. And, I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But if somebody's like one of your supporters and giving you money, and it's not even like, it's not an attack. It's just, hey, this is what I think about what you said. You can't handle different opinions. I mean, you're pretty weak. Man, and I don't know about you guys. I grew up, I still do it with my friends. You make fun of your friends. Well, I don't really have friends anymore. I have a few people I talk to on occasion. My friends is these dogs. And they're goofies. See, there's Sasha. Sasha! What are you doing? Axel! Wait, Axel, what are you doing? I mean, I grew up, everybody made fun of everybody. Some people take it personally, you'd have a lot of guys, especially guys that have small man syndrome, the little short, shrimpy dude. You couldn't ever really goof around with him because he thought you was picking on him and didn't want to start a fight. Had to overcompensate for everything. Or dudes that would just straight up cry. That's just part of life, man. I give everybody a hard time. And it's just joking. It's just having fun. My client at work, I goof around with him all the time. I don't call him names or make fun of him or anything, but I don't know. Goof around. If somebody says something, if you don't agree with it, I mean, it's not the end of the world. That's where we're at now. You've got people on this side of the aisle and people on this side of the aisle, and they both act exactly the same. This one just has a different set of ideas than this one, but they both just absolutely lose their minds when one of the others says something. Like I said, I just didn't want to make a post about it. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my puppy dogs. I've got to go to work this evening, and there's nobody to watch my puppy dogs. Which, today would be alright. 8 hours is a long time for them to be locked in the house. But, tomorrow and Friday, I work 16 hours. And so, they can't be locked in the house for 16 hours straight. Been trying to get some people to swap shifts with me, but one dude's got plans. Other dude won't text me back. So, I'm not sure what I want to do with my poopy dogs. I need to finish up. I'll start. It sounds bad. I need to finish up getting the Lone Wolf stuff ready for print. It's all almost done. I think Firefox is finishing up his last thing in the backup story. But the books are pretty much done. I got a format. I'm using 2 different printers. The printer doing the glow-in-the-dark stuff is a little bit different, so I've got to format that differently. Hiroshi Paradox says, I get upset at people in ways you might think is weak, but I try to go the other philosophy of F them and ignore rather than going obsessive nuts, not publicly at least. And try being, dude, I know what you're saying. I get upset about stuff. And part of my problem is I have a problem. I obsess over things. It's awful. It's awful. Usually if I'm obsessing though about something that is good, like working on music or working on comic book stuff. That's good because I work on it. But sometimes somebody will say something and I just obsess about it. Like this thing. This thing's been bothering me since yesterday. It's one reason I'm doing a video on it, just to get the ideas out of my head. And sometimes it's just me thinking out loud. Like, it's okay to be upset, but to dedicate so much time and energy to argue your point about something so trivial is just ridiculous. Dude has an opinion about it. It's not like he's trying to pass a law saying that you can't watch anime or play video games, because I usually do those two things at the same time. Yesterday I was playing Fallout 4 and watching Gundam Unicorn, or maybe it was the day before. So I mean, I could have got mad about it and went on an epic rant. To me, it just seems like a waste. And it's to me, it's not weakness if you get upset about it and you try to, I don't know how to explain this. We all have things we need to work on. Being weak, though, is just like autistic screeching over it. Like, just nonsense. Like the people you see who are screaming about, politics and things. I don't know. Rush Paradox says, I obsess over a lot of stuff, and I didn't much like the Matt Walsh thing, but I learned a long time ago the argument is pretty much pointless. I'm not going to win. So, I mean, best thing is to just let it roll off your back. That's his opinion. One thing that I've been trying to do, I'm not perfect at it. I even have problems with this stuff. What does it matter what he thinks about it, though? You know what I mean? And really, anybody who got on Twitter and ranted and raved about it kind of proved his point. He was saying that he was, I don't know. It was kind of funny. To me, it's funny. But at the same time, I do those things. He can think that about me if he wants to. I don't really care. Yeah, exactly. It's all theater. It's all, no joke. He said that, and to him, it's probably just a throwaway thing, and it probably even could have been a joke. Some people have a real dry sense of humor. There's a few YouTubers I like watching, and I'm all over the place, and I obsess over different things. For a while back, I got really back into guitars and guitar pedals, and I watched the JHS YouTube channel, and the guy there, Josh, who runs the pedal company, just has that real dry sense of humor. It's real straight. He says things, and it's obviously a joke, but everybody's just like, was he serious? Is that a joke? A lot of times he clarifies it, it was a joke, But I don't know, man. It just kind of aggravated me to get on Twitter. I don't get on Twitter much, but I scroll through and I'm like, I barely promoted the Indiegogo for Lone Wolf 2. Like I said, we got most of our backers on Kickstarter this time, but I had no desire to even be on Twitter. I get on Twitter and it's just complete and utter nonsense. And yesterday it was the nonsense I was saying. You guys quit. Hey. We're gonna have dog fights out here again. Grizzy come over here and Dexter has to be the boss. Exactly. I almost think it was just a throwaway thing. But even still, if it wasn't, it'll cause a big if it causes a big uproar like that just gives them content. You're just giving them free content to rant and rave. That's why a lot of these YouTubers cause drama with each other, because the more you react and the more you throw a fit about it, the more content you just give somebody to make. We've got dog wrestling going on right here. Get her, Poopy. Don't let her grab your leg like that. She's little. Don't let her whoop you. These silly dogs. Yeah, it's like bum fights with dogs. Yep. But as far as like being weak or not being a real man and all the stuff, people were talking about that yesterday. Everybody's got stuff they need to work on. That's just part of being a human being. But like, life is more than Twitter and comic books and anime and video games. There's a lot more. And you might say, well, there's a lot more to hanging out with your dogs. There probably is. But I spent like the last couple days, like, it's just been me and the dogs. Like, I'm at my house and I come up here and usually, there's people around. My brother lives over there. We've been the only ones here. So we just kind of been hanging out. And I've just enjoyed it. And like I said, you could say, well, there's more to life than just sitting on the porch and hanging out with your dog. Well, yeah, there he is. But that's what I like to do. But, I mean, it's not my entire existence. Five Fox anime is my entire life. No reason to live without it. We got Eric Hawkins in here. What's up, Eric Hawkins? Man, I've been looking over people's stuff on the line. I get in another mood. I'll go through Facebook, and I joined all these comic book groups like a couple years ago when I did the first Lone Wolf. I say a couple, it's like 4 or 5 years ago now. That's what aggravates me so much now when people start fights on Twitter or Facebook over CG and they give me all this history, and it's like, you weren't even there, man. You're completely way off base. There's a bunch of revisionist stuff. But I scroll through Facebook and all the comic book pages just absolutely annoy me. I ranted about this yesterday. It's just like, it's either nudity or the most generic bullcrap I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there's straight up rip-offs. Like, I don't know how many Spider-Man rip-offs I've seen. Batman rip-offs. Everybody's trying to draw like, 90s image and stuff. And it's lame. That stuff went out for a reason. Like, it had its time. Like, if you started drawing 30s and 40s style comic books right now, it'd probably make a big comeback. But, like, it's a niche thing. There's never going to be this big explosion like that again. Yeah, that's true. I don't really meet a lot of people in real life. It's kind of weird. I used to when I played music and stuff, but like, I just keep to myself anymore. I don't know. I like shooting guns and hanging out with my dogs. I'm almost turned into a hermit. I go to work. I don't even go to town. The small town I live in, I don't go. Well, I don't live in the town, but I live like 20 minutes away from it. It's where Walmart and everything is. I don't go to town. And so I never see anybody. And I go to the dollar store on my way home. Five Fox Pro says he's met Ron DeSantis' uncle at his church. Well, that's cool. Was his name Uncle DeSantis? Yeah, man, I miss having a motorcycle. What I liked about having a motorcycle, too, you could come riding up. Like, I remember one time, Mom and Dad were on their motorcycle, and I was on mine, and we rode, like, way up into Kentucky. And, I didn't have a license. I just rode it. I don't know, whatever. And this dude come riding up behind us, and he was on, like, Hey, you two. He was on a crotch rocket. You know, we were on cruisers. I had a. Hey! 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 Hush! You're getting too loud. Get off me. They like to wrestle, and then one of them likes to get over here on me and continue to wrestle. Man, now they made me forget. I can't remember what that bike I had was. It was a Kawasaki Main Street. It's like a 1600. It was like if a crotch rocket and a cruiser had a baby. Oh, it's about to get bad now. Here comes Dexter. The dogs are all tangled up. You two be nice. Hey, hey, be nice or I'll make you kiss. Dexter, go lay down, buddy. Dexter, go lay down, buddy. Come on, buddy. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on, buddy. Yeah, I know. I know. Dexter and Axel don't like each other. Dexter wants to be the boss, and Axel wants to be the boss. And poor old Dexter, he's an old man. He don't get around too good anymore. And them husky sounds. Huskies is it's a complete different. Sasha's been thinking about talking. Yesterday she is going, woo, 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 woo. Sasha, I'm talking to you. Yeah, hey, Zach. Nice to see you in here. Yep, my dad works for the recycling center, and somebody brought those to throw away. They weren't green originally; they were black, and they had some green spray painted them. They brought them home. Somebody threw them away, so you know, whatever. But I talk about motorcycles. I had that Kawasaki Main Street 1600, and it was scary. It was so scary. It had so much power. And we were just moving on. Dad's was just, it was 1100, but it was a, Honda Shadow. It was like sitting on a recliner, and he just putted along. It was like, blah, 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 blah. It was a nice bike, but it wasn't nothing like riding mine. And I remember we got in some curves, and we were just burning them up for being on a cruiser. Some dude comes flying up on a crotch rocket and gets almost beside me. We're just going, having a good time. And then we got to a turn off and he pulls up beside us, and waves at us as he went on. And it was just so cool. Didn't know us at all. And he was just like, hey, motorcycle people. And it was the coolest thing ever. And you got to do the motorcycle wave when you ride by. Yeah. It's going to rain. It's raining a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Yeah, man, I miss having a motorcycle. I sold mine when I got Axel because I couldn't take him on a motorcycle ride. I've got my little camper now. So usually what we do is we started being camper people. And camper people's about the same way. You've got some groups of camper people, though, who are awful. I don't mean this to be bad. My camping rig is so redneck and white trash. Maybe I can walk out there and show you guys. It'll rain on us, but we'll walk out there. You guys stay here. You stay here and be good dogs. We'll walk out here in the rain. Yeah, but my setup is so like redneck. See you, Zach. So when I call people white trash, I think that I can get away with it because I come in with this rig that's just so redneck and white trash looking. And that. And, you know, you see it, it's like, oh, that's just a utility trailer. And you open it, it's a little messy in here. See, I've got a bed. So it's in, somewhere, and I've got a little shelf. My camping chair's laying there. The bed's kind of made. My microwave's sitting there. It usually sits over here on this refrigerator. Yeah, the superhero curtains, my mom, she got those and hung them up in here for me. And Dad actually put this hardwood floor in here. It's floating floor. I bought it and we put it in there. But see, I got shelves. There's a broom come hit me in the face. Get in there. Get in there. You know, we've got shelves here. It's got stuff in there. There's my bicycle charger. I need to take it up there. But, you know, this thing is awesome. Actually, the back right there will fold down, too. So, like, you can fold down. And this seat right here folds up. So, I got storage and stuff in there now. And I actually, what's cool about the trailer is, it's been like 2 years ago now, I took my income tax money and 2 guns and traded, I traded the 2 guns and gave the guy my income tax money. So I've got about, when I come rolling in, like the last time, I'm saving up money to buy a truck right now. My brother, he buys wrecked vehicles and like from insurance auctions and stuff and fixes them and resells them. And see, you have to get them inspected and all this stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of work to it. But he's got a truck. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot Sasha was tied to the chair. Poopy, quit that. I was going to put you on camera and you're doing ugly stuff. Quit doing ugly stuff. Look, they're all twisted up. Yeah, Sasha, I know. Oh, my goodness. Now she's biting me. Saucy dog. Get over here, saucy dog. Anyways, the truck, it's a white Dodge, and it's rusty and all beat up. And it actually has 2 front fenders on it, say Cummins, but it's a V8, and he just swapped those from something else. And so when I come rolling into places, like, everybody's got these big fancy campers and stuff. Here I come in the most redneck setup you've ever seen. So, what I was getting to, though, was these people, most campers are really cool people, except you get these white trash people. Usually they'll roll in a rig, somewhat like mine, but usually the camper is, 20 years old. And there's nothing wrong with having old stuff. There's nothing wrong with having cheap stuff. But most of the time these people buy this stuff and they go out and terrorize everybody in the whole world. They have these terrible kids that run wild and torment everybody at the campgrounds. They stay up all night and drink and party when they ain't supposed to, and it's just terrible. But usually those kind of people are few and far between. Let's see. Heroes Paradox says, I've been driving my truck while my car is in the shop. I'm not used to driving it, and the parking lot works really narrow. Fun call. Yeah, man. Hey. Can you two get any more tangled up? Huh? Actually, you're tangled up, buddy. We'll have to get off here and untangle these 2 nuts. Yeah, like, that's one thing too. That truck is huge. And my car is like a little Mazda 3, 4-cylinder, 5-speed, tiny car. So it was weird driving the truck, and I've got to grab the handle and step up into the truck. Luckily, it's got a side step. It's crazy. I don't know, just another morning with a rant by me. This might become a habit. But my big thing, though, is we all got stuff to work on. Don't let stuff bother you so bad. Let people make fun of you. Who cares? Just enjoy your life. You spend less time on the internet caring about what people think or make fun of, you'll have a lot better time. I swear the last little bit I've enjoyed myself more than I have in a long time. I really need to work on some music though. I'm in that obsessive state right now. I've been trying to get money to buy that truck. And so I've been trying to sell some firearms. And I sold a few. But that's what I obsess over it. And I've tried working on some music. I did a song the other day. But it's like I cannot dedicate enough of my brain to work on this artistic stuff. Because in the back of my mind, all I can think about is trying to sell this other stuff or work, or hey, what can I do to make some extra money? That's what's on my mind right now. I gotta buckle down and finish this stuff though. It's gotta ship by August, so. And I kind of want to do a Halloween book, but I think I'm not 100% on that. Definitely doing a Christmas book. I've got to do Psychotron Saves Christmas. I've really been considering doing a children's book to sell on Amazon. I'd like to do one about Mr. Poopy. Axel Dog. Axel Dog, what do you do? He's ignoring me. Sasha Dog. Sasha. This is what Huskies do. They ignore. It's like he's listening, but he's not going to look at me. He's just going to listen until I say something he wants to hear. What you wanting to hear, goober butt? What you wanting? Huh? Yeah. Dude, I call all kind of. Usually I've been calling Sasha a dingle butt. I don't know what that is. I'm calling her a dingle butt. But she's my baby. We do, baby. Mr. Poop's my buddy, and she's my little baby. Of course, she growed a ton. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Now I've been worried about what I'm going to do with these dogs when I go to work. Today won't be too bad. It's an 8-hour shift, but I got to figure something out for the next 2 days. Try to get somebody to work for me, what they want. You know, people have lives, I understand. I hate to ask the house manager. He probably would work. But that poor old dude, man, he's a really nice guy. I'd take him to work. I don't care. The only thing is, like, my client's landlord will be upset probably. And this is what's sad. Both of my dogs are better behaved in the house than the clients. They're less likely to poop in the house than the clients. They don't make as bad a mess as the clients. They behave better than the clients. So, I don't know. The only thing is, too, if I take them and leave them outside, which the house manager said I could, Axel will find the place and dig a hole of China. And Sasha, if you're not watching her, she'll escape. She'll slip her harness and run off. The other day, I don't know how she done it. Somehow she wrapped the cable she was on around the porch post so tight that I guess she wrapped it around the hook fastener and it popped it off, and here she goes running. She had the whole cable attached to her. She's just running around outside. And I was about to go check on her, and I'm getting up like, no joke, I'm sitting there and I'm about to get up and my mom knocks on the door and she goes, Sasha's outside running free. And I'm like, what? So I go open the back door because she's in the backyard. And I just yelled at her. I said, Sashi! I said, come here, get a treat. And here she comes. Runs right up there, runs in the house. Axel would have run off. And he would have been like, ah, freedom. And went and found a big pile of poop to roll in. That's what he do. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. Like I said, I just get all these ideas in my head instead of making a post and having to explain them all. I'd rather just let the ideas spill out of my mouth, and then I stop obsessing about them, stop talking about them, I get my idea out. And if you agree with it, that's cool, and if you don't, that's fine too. Just don't take things so personal. We all say and do stupid things. My whole life has been a series of stupid things connected together. Somehow they always seem to work out okay. But I hope you have a good one. And I will talk at you later. So, bye. Bye.